What's going on, guys? It's your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I'm going to be doing the beginner's guide on equipment. For equipment, it can be like kind of hard to get the grasp of the moment you start with equipment. But I know a lot of people like early on in Grand Cross didn't really know what it meant or like what gear you should be putting on units. But yeah, in this video, I'm going to be going over what equipments do, like basically what they provide for your unit, what you can do with them, and how you can manage them. And yeah, so let's hop in. The first thing, as you guys can see, you see that there are SSR gears and then there are common gears. As you can see, I have equipped 3 pieces of common gear on my counter Meliodas here, and I've given him all of them common attack pieces. As you can see, you can tell what kind of gear piece it is by the little symbol. So if it shows the little attack symbol right there, you're gonna have an attack rune. If you have like a little defense symbol right here, it's gonna be defense, and it'll actually say right here what kind of bonus it gives you. So if you have 2 pieces of this defense piece right here, so it's gonna say 2 set or 4 set, you're gonna get 20% defense. So as you can see on counter Meliodas, I have 4 pieces of attack gear. As you can see, 4 pieces, and then we have 2 pieces of defense gear, and that's going to total up to about 20% attack because of 4 set 20% attack, and then we're going to get 20% defense as well, which is really good. So as you can see, this is just a general build for an attack defense, that's what it's called. And there are many other options you can do. Like there are other sets. We have like crit damage, so if you put this on, it's 2 set crit damage. So if you put 2 pieces of this, you get 20% crit damage, but you lose the defense. So you gotta like mix and match with your gear. Generally what you go for on your gear though, depending on the unit obviously, but if the unit is a support, then you go with like HP defense. If a unit is a DPS or it does a lot of damage, then you do attack defense, like the counter Meliodas I have here. But you got a lot of options, right? Another thing you guys might be wondering is why Amazing do you have common gear on the right side and SSR gear on the left? So there are other rarities of gear. As you can see, we have like SR, we have rare right here. There's also like ultra common and stuff like that. But these 2 pieces, I would say, or these 2 rarities are going to be the most important as a beginner. Because as you guys can see here, if you are trying to reroll a stat on a common piece of gear, it only costs gold. You can use anvils as well, but gold is the easiest one to use of the bunch because it's so accessible in the game. If you use gold right here, you're going to be able to reroll this, and you can try and get a better basic stat. Another thing I forgot to mention as well is the basic stats of the gear. So as you can see on the ring and the bracelet right here, we're going to get the attack pieces. So as you can see, it's going to say 417 attack. You're going to see right here it says attack as well. On the middle pieces, for the defense pieces, you're going to get defense, so you're going to see defense right there, and on this one you're going to see defense as well as a basic stat. So this is not the actual defense piece, it is because it is in the middle row. So because it's in the middle row, it's going to be defense, top row is going to be attack, and then at the bottom we're going to have the HP pieces right here, so they're going to give you HP. So as you can see, HP. And for the rolls you want to get on your gear, I would definitely recommend you guys go for attack, HP, and defense generally. There are other substats, as you can see, like there are recovery rate, HP, lifesteal, regeneration rate. Those are for the HP areas. If we go to the defense areas, you're going to see we got crit resistance, you got defense itself, you got resistance, and then crit defense. And then when we go to the attack pieces here and we reroll one of these, we can actually see that there's attack, there's crit chance, there's pierce, and then there's crit damage. I'm not going to go over what each like value does for the bonus on the gear, because that's probably like a separate topic for another video. But yeah, like each of these bonuses do a different thing for the bonus. Overall, like as a beginner, you want to re-roll the substats so you get all attack on the top pieces, you want to get all defense on the middle pieces right here, and you want to get all HP on the bottom pieces. You guys might be wondering, Amazing, why are you going to go for attack, HP, and defense over like lifesteal or crit damage or anything like that? And the reason for that is because you actually get more CC in the game. And if you guys don't know what CC is, it is going to be your combat class. So if we back out here, you're going to see it's going to say combat class is 28,358. So that is the combat class of my Meliodas. This coincides into the actual fights in game. So if I load up a fight right here, like if I just back out and we go to like boss battle or something, we go in here, you're going to see that each level is going to have a combat class, and this is going to apply for anything that you do in the game. So anything that I fight right here is going to have an enemy combat class, and then it's going to say my total combat class. So that is why building attack, HP, and defense on your gear is going to be super beneficial, because it's going to increase your CC a lot more than if you gave it like lifesteal or crit damage, etc. Alright, so now that I've explained why I'm using common gear on the right side, why am I using SSR gear on the left side, and why am I doing it in this manner? The reason for doing it in this manner is because the right side doesn't give you as much of a bonus as the left side. So as you can see, an HP rune right here, with about like, you know, about a 75% roll rate there. It's about 757 basic stat, and that's going to be at 1200 HP. If we go to a maxed out rune right here, it's going to increase by about 4000, but the difference from a common piece of a belt to a rune is pretty substantial. As you can see, like a base belt already has 4000, and it's probably a low roll too. Yeah, as you can see, this is a low roll belt, and the rune is already equal to about the base stat of the belt. As you can see, it's about 5700, and this one is not even upgraded, and it's at 4000. So as you can see, the left side scales a lot more than the right side for gear, and because of that, you want to have SSR gear here, because this is going to be the best gear for your entire set. As a beginner though, I would definitely recommend going the common on the right side. You can start re-rolling all the substats for the attack, HP, and defense that you need. 28k CC on this Meliodas right here is actually a pretty solid number, you know what I mean? Like, we're going in here with like no upgrades on this. This is upgraded, but we got a bunch of like really meh rolls on there. And yeah, like this isn't even upgraded. It's all about the common gear that's pushing this Meliodas' CC all the way. So that's basically the gist of how gear works in Grand Cross and what you should be doing as a beginner. Obviously, once you start getting farther into the game, you're gonna eventually swap these pieces out for SSR to min-max, because you can't keep common gear in the end game of Grand Cross. You're not going to be able to have common gear on the right side. It's not going to work. But early on, this is definitely going to give you that boost you need to push through the story, or push through the free stages, the boss battles, whatever you need to do in Grand Cross. If you have it set up in this manner where you're doing common on the right side, SSR on the left, and then you have it to make sure that you have a 4 set of attack or HP, and then you have like defense here. You can do like crit damage, whatever. That's going to help you go through the game and get through Grand Cross pretty easily as a beginner. So, alright, so now that we've went over actually how gear works and how you should be building it as a beginner player, how are you going to be acquiring the gear? So, getting gear in Grand Cross is actually going to be pretty easy, man. Once you've gone through a little bit of the story yourself, and tested it out, like the waters, you know what I mean? You've gotten like decently far. You're going to see here, if you go to battle, and you go to the equipment right here on the top right, you're going to click on that, and it's going to show you each chapter of the story. So chapter 1 is going to give you the attack pieces, chapter 2 is going to give you the defense, chapter 3 is going to give you the HP pieces, chapter 4 is going to give you crit chance, chapter 5 is going to give you crit resistance, and chapter 6 is going to give you recovery rate. And you guys might be wondering, amazing, you're missing out on a few modifiers for gear. Like there's lifesteal, there is crit damage, stuff like that. You're going to be getting those pieces from PvP, but that's going to be for another video. I'll go over PvP in another beginner's guide video, but there you'll be able to get the other gear sets. But generally, you're only really going to focus on these 3 pieces right here: the attack, defense, and HP. So if you want to get attack gear, basically how it's going to work is once you've unlocked the village and you've cleared all the story through it, you're going to see that each chapter has these little free stage areas. So if we go to chapter 1, just as an example, I'll show you guys. If we go to chapter 1 here, you guys are going to see that each area of chapter 1 has a little drop. And as you can see, you can drop the attack belts from this place. You can drop the necklace for the attack piece right here. You're going to get the bracelet from this area right here. You're going to get the ring over up here. And then you're also going to get the earrings. Something else to note as well is you're only going to be able to get the rune for the area from the boss battle. These areas are in each chapter going up to chapter 6, and each of them will give you the designated rune for that area. So basically what the boss battles are is where you fight like a demon for the day, and you're gonna have 6 of them total. But that doesn't really matter because it's not really focused on the equipment. But right here, when you farm boss battle, you're going to be able to get the rune for the type you need. So definitely make sure you are farming through all your gear as a new player. Like once you get like a full set, you can also start buying gear in the village. So if we go to the village here, I can actually show you guys. If we go all the way up here and we go to the guy with the little like box right there with the sword, we're going to go up to him. and he is going to show us like a bunch of gear we can buy from him. Early on, I would definitely recommend buying the common gear from him. The SSR gear you can actually just farm on your own, so I wouldn't recommend buying that, just because it's going to be really expensive for the gold, as you can see. I did buy one for the video, but as you can see, like, it is going to be super expensive for a newer player. And so what you're going to do is you're going to buy these 3 pieces right here, depending on what you're going for, right? Like, if you want to build an attack set, you would buy these 3 pieces. If you wanted to build HP, you would buy from the other village, right? But yeah, you're gonna get the common rune, you're gonna get the common earrings, and then you're gonna get the common ring, and that's gonna help you when you boost your stats, when you want to get the attack, defense, and HP, as I explained. And yeah, that's where you're going to be getting these from each village. Another thing to note as well is once you've completed the village entirely, this is not really like a beginner tip, but once you've completed the village entirely, you're going to get these missions right here, which are going to give you a guaranteed SSR gear piece once you clear the stage 8 times. So if I get one for chapter 1 right here, if I go to battle, let me go to equipment, we're going to click start on this right here, and it's going to start the quest for getting this attack bracelet. So we're going to go now, and it's going to take me to the area that actually drops the attack bracelets, as I explained earlier. And then once we go here, we're just going to have to clear this 8 times, and then we're going to get the reward of the piece. And another thing to note as well is you can be actually dropping the bracelet on your own without even getting it guaranteed at the end. So you can start farming through your gear through these events or through these free stages right here, and you'll be able to get a ton of extra awakening materials as well, which is going to help for getting your characters up in your box. Another thing I forgot to mention about gear as well is you can actually boost the stats of your gear as a newer player as well. So if we have this defense piece right here and we want to boost it, you're going to be getting these items called hammers. So you can get hammers through the events that usually come around every once in a while. You're going to be getting them through training dungeon, which is a little bit of an end game activity, but once you get there, you'll be getting a ton of hammers, and you can actually use these hammers to boost the stat that you want. But I would not recommend using hammers on common gear, as you can just re-roll it with gold anyway. Like, you can use one hammer to boost this common piece, but you can re-roll with gold, and there isn't really a necessity to do this. You save all your hammers for your SSR pieces when you want to build them. But yeah, and you can also re-roll SSR pieces with anvils, which you're going to get later in the game as well. Anvils are going to be more accessible than the hammers, but anvils are basically what the gold is for the common pieces, where you can actually just re-roll these. I would recommend to not use anvils on your common pieces, just because the amount of gold it costs to re-roll common gear is not a lot in comparison to the amount of anvils you're going to lose at the end of the day. So alright, so that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.